this is great business from Man City if they get this deal over the line. Ferran Torres, things haven't worked out for him, but I wouldn't necessarily think he'd say he's had a bad time at Man City. This season, he started the season quite well. It was 3 goal contributions in his first 4 games before a foot injury curtailed the season. So things just haven't worked out maybe the way he planned. There were rumblings last month that he was unhappy with the amount of game time that he's had this season. So it makes sense for him. It makes sense for Barcelona as well. Barcelona do also need to shift a few of their bad contracts that they've got. Ousmane Dembele, Philippe Coutinho, and I feel like Xavi's got a clear idea of what he wants Barcelona to look like in the next couple of years, and Ferran Torres seems like a key part of that. So credit to Ferran Torres for engineering the move, and fair play to Barcelona for somehow finding the funds when we all thought they were broke. So
yeah. Where's that money come from? And City are now going to have £55 million, Harriet, burning a hole in their pocket as well. Questions, I suppose, will start up again about whether Pep Guardiola needs to buy a number 9. They obviously didn't get Harry Kane last summer. There's going to be a lot of clubs sniffing around. I've just momentarily forgotten his name.
Erling Haaland?
That's the one.
OK.
Still very early in the morning. There's going to be a lot of clubs sniffing around Erling Haaland as well. But it seems to me that Pep Guardiola is almost getting a bit of a kick out of doing it without a number 9 at the moment and just showing everybody what he can do.
Well, yeah, he says in post-match interviews that he's enjoying playing without a number 9, and sometimes it does benefit a team playing without a focal point. It makes it harder for defenders to defend against. You see that when you have a false 9 like Firmino play or Jota play in Liverpool. For City, though, he's made his intentions clear, hasn't he, that he really wants a star striker. He's finding it enjoyable, perhaps, to play without one, but we know that that's his main intention. We know that after they weren't able to secure Kane in the summer transfer window, that they were always going to be pushing on in the January transfer window. Ultimately, we know that Man City are a team that want to be playing with an out-and-out striker. They haven't got that at the moment. This Ferran Torres transfer just looks like it's opening up a pathway and opening up funds for them to get what they really want, which is an out-and-out striker. So Pep Guardiola might be enjoying it, but I do still think he knows what he wants, and that's an out-and-out striker.
Do you know, he doesn't enjoy the question, though, does he? We've seen it time and time again in news conferences. You know, are you going to get a number 9? Do you need a number 9?
You get passive-aggressive, sarcastic Pep when you get that question.
They don't score 3. It's like, oh, well, does this show you need a striker? What are we expecting, Quaker, in terms of where the business is going to be done? OK, so City have got some more money to spend. Are we looking at Tottenham? Are we looking at Newcastle? Are we looking anywhere else?
Yeah, so City got money to spend. I personally I'm of the opinion that City won't spend that money on a striker necessarily. I think the idea that you need a big number 9 to score your goals is a fallacy. We've seen, Harry, you can speak on this. Liverpool won major trophies without a recognised number 9. Firmino's dropped deep and he's played that false 9 role. So I don't think the money necessarily will be spent on number 9 this January, just because we know how difficult businesses to do in January. But you touched on Newcastle there, David. They need to do some business, and I feel like with Newcastle it was predicated on how they did in the run-up to January, because in terms of trying to attract star signings, where you are sitting in the league table is very, very crucial. They're sitting in the relegation zone, so the players that they can attract at this stage is not going to be the same kind of players that they could attract if they're sitting 12th or 11th in the table. But we see how poor Newcastle are defensively. They need to bring in some defensive reinforcements. I know that Tarkowski's out of contract in the summer. He's a defender that's been linked with a series of huge clubs. But if Newcastle can pay him enough money and can give him the guarantees that he wants, and I feel like he's the perfect player they could bring in. But Newcastle are a club, in my opinion, that need to do serious business in January if they are to stay up in the Premier League this season.
It's going to be very interesting to see what happens at St James' Park in January, no doubt about that. Now, guys, on Christmas Eve, as we approach the end of 2021, what have your highlights been, either for the club or just generally in football? Harriet, let's start with you. Your highlights of the year.
I'm going to get more people in my Twitter mentions, aren't I, if I say the 5-0 win against Manchester United? But it really was. And I actually wasn't there. I wasn't at the ground, but a lot of people from the Anfield Rat were, and they just had the time of their life. And I met them off the bus on the way back, and we just had a great night in Liverpool. And the atmosphere in the city, you really feel it when football is such a big part of Liverpool, and when the team wins, and such an emphatic win as well against one of the rivals. It's just an incredible atmosphere and mood in the city. So I absolutely loved that night. Obviously, 2021 and last season wasn't maybe our best year, but I've absolutely loved it, and just hope that this season we can continue showing what we're capable of, and hopefully come out with another trophy at the end of it.
Craig, you've got about 30 seconds left. What about you? What's your highlight 2021?
I could be selfish and say Chelsea winning the Champions League, but I'm going to go with the more communal answer. And England beating Germany in the knockout phases of the Euros, getting the proverbial monkey off our back in terms of beating a big team in the knockout stages of a major championship. The stick that everybody beat Gareth Southgate in England in 2018 was the fact that we didn't beat a big side on the way to the semi-final. So seeing Harry Kane and Raheem Sterling score goals against Germany for England to go through against Germany was absolutely incredible. So that was my highlight for 2021.